Hi, my name is Lady Snow, and I'm the owner of Lady Snow Meditation. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you're new. Um, on this channel, I teach self-improvement and domestic violence prevention, and today's video is 12 things that I love in Alaska. Now, I know my channel is about self-improvement and domestic violence prevention and like meditation lessons and stuff, but I'm leaving Alaska soon enough, so I wanted to do a couple Alaska videos. There's going to be like probably 2 more Alaska videos on this channel. One thing is Alaska Land, or Pioneer Park. Alaska Land is what people call it from who's been there forever. They still call it Alaska Land because they changed the name. So you can really tell how long somebody's been in the area when they call it Alaska Land. Um, that is the park that everybody goes to in the summertime. So it's a summertime park. Um, Now sometimes people still go in the wintertime, but most of the things are closed down in the wintertime. It's got airplane museums, a train, which is the same. You have to pay to take it, but it's a train that goes around Alaska Land, and it gives you a tour of Alaska Land. Um, I don't remember how much that is, but I know it's cheaper for residents. Everything in Alaska Land is cheaper for residents that live there by a little bit. So it's got a museum, it's got a train, a park, I've RV parking, local shops, Alaska Native houses, like Alaskan um it shows Alaska Native houses from back when, like history, um like history of it. Um and it's got a totem pole where it's got like the native native Alaskan like animals throughout, because that's something that the native Alaskans do. And honestly, I used to know that information, and I don't remember all the details. It's like I do know that with each Alaska Native family, they have typically animal attached to the family. So when people together, they like, but I don't remember um the reason why totem poles exist. I'm sorry. Um, but they also have picnic shelters, like they have picnic areas, um and they have like a shelter where you don't have to be in the blistering sun or the rain, depending on the day. um they have also um like the playground, I mean the kid pony ride thing. I used to love going on those as a kid. And um they have a riverboat where it shows what a riverboat looks like. You When I was younger, you used to be able to go in there and look at it inside the riverboat, but unfortunately, people misuse that right, so no one can do that no more. Sadly, uh, because they damaged it and stuff. Those It's got 44 acres. It's such a big, massive park. It's literally massive. It's even got a stage there. Not a stage like in high stage. Like it's not super high, but it's still a stage though, which kind of makes it cool too. It's got in its outside stage. It's not an inside stage, but it's got a restaurant called Salmon Bake, which is actually very expensive. It's got fish, prime rib, grilled salmon, halibut, and there's like by the Coliseum, there's cotton candy, snacks, um, and it's only open during the summer mainly, like I said. Um, It's open during the winter, but most of what goes on is closed during the summer. When I was a kid, I very much um did the monkey balls, did the monkey things till my hands bled. Like honestly, I was like, I have to get across the like 100 times, and I can't fall once, and it's got to be in order. Like I was very determined, and I love the train as a kid. I love the Coliseum ride. I loved Alaska Land. Alaska Land was just amazing to me as a kid, and it's still a great place. So it's great for kids. It's great for adults. It's just a great place to hang out with. To hang out at the summertime. I would totally miss it. Honestly, Alaska Land, which is, let me remind you, is actually called Pioneer Park. It just anyone who's been there a long time calls it Alaska Land. Um, okay, that's number one. Um, Number two is China Hot Springs, which, oh, yeah, I do want to mention exactly what these places are because I didn't do just my hometown and I did all of Alaska, but I only did places I've been to, mostly. One of them I have not been to personally, but I know about. So I know there's tons more in Alaska to do, but I'm only doing things I've personally done or know a lot about. So there's Chena Hot. So Alaska Land is in Fairbanks. Before I forget, Chena Hot Springs, um, is a place that people go to. It's got a inside swimming pool. It's got an outside swimming pool. It's got a hot springs. Um, and I gotta tell you, even the hot springs are good, even in the winter time. You can like I've went there before and put like the snow on my body in the winter time because yeah, you're in the hot springs. It doesn't face you. Like it's awesome. Um, and yeah, the hot springs, let me make it very clear, you have to be 18 to actually be in the hot springs, but those, like I said, those indoor swim pool, those outdoor hot tub, and in indoor hot tub as well. And then of my memory, those cabins I used to as a kid, we used to vacation there so much. And so I think the cabins are expensive. I think if I remember right, when you get towels though, they do provide towels. But I think if I remember right, it's highly expensive. So it's better to bring your own towels when you go. Um, and I know those other things too, like I think there's like a petting zoo or something, if I remember right. I haven't been there in years, seriously. Like, but yeah, it's a great place to go. Totally, totally. If you go to Fairbanks, you have to check out Chena Hot Springs. It's amazing. Like, there was another thing called Chino Lakes. I honestly don't know why it's called the same name. Maybe it's owned by the same people. I don't know. But Chino Lakes is a lake, and it's got like a couple different sides of it. Um, there's boating that you can rent. There's fishing, camping, rowboats. All that is rentals. There's barbecue pits with shelter, and of course you can go swimming, and there's like a swimming side and then there's a fishing side. Of course, when people are not swimming, people fish over there too, but they just don't fish in the same area. Yeah, of course, you don't fish in the same area that people swim. That would be bad. um, and then there is a dock too, so you can fish off the dock, which is also fun. I used to jump off that dock if I remember right. Wait, was it deep? No, it wasn't deep. Um, something that you should look out for is leeches. We do have leeches, so look out for those. But it's still super fun to go there. Um, and then for and oh, and that's in North Pole. I keep forgetting to mention where it's at, but yeah, that one's in North Pole. So the Santa Claus house is something that is in um um Alaska too, and um it's pretty much like well it's themed after Santa Claus. It's like got all these toys and it's like a gift shop almost. It's really cool. It's got like a super tall Santa outside of it. It's got reindeer that you can pet, and I think you can feed them if I remember right too. It's just a super fun place to take your kids. But even if you don't have kids, I would really suggest visiting them. That place is just awesome. Um, and then there's the capital of Alaska, which strangely is not Anchorage. Anchorage would make more sense because it's the biggest part of Alaska. And but in actually people argue about that all the time. But Juneau is actually one of the smaller towns in Alaska, and it's actually this like I when I used to live in Minnesota, I told my teacher this, and like what was I in middle school or something, and she didn't believe me. We had a whole class where she did research on Alaska because she did not believe me that the capital of Alaska was Juneau. I was like, the only way in or out is by boat or by plane. So you cannot drive into the capital of Alaska. And it is, as to be expected, very expensive to live though. But that's where all the office people, the main the main government people, and that's where they all staying. I've never been to Porcelain, but from what I've heard is it's very beautiful. It's I think got glaciers. It's a very small town. I think if I remember right, you can walk from one end to the other, so it's super small. It's not big at all. Like so yeah, if you got time, you should make sure you visit that place. Um, and then there's the Naughty Shop, which is spelled. Let me make sure I spell this because um to make sure you know what I'm saying. But it's Knotty in its shop. They got homemade ice cream. Their homemade ice cream is amazing. Um, Ala- Alaska souvenirs, wooden animals, and it's just an ideal place to go. Now, this one is another one that I have not been to, but I know people that have been to it and they love it. Like it's like just adorable. Um and this one's in North Pole. Um, and that's number 6. And yeah, so most of these things on my list are very centrally located because, again, I want to do stuff that I mainly have done or I know a lot of knowledge about. Um, so Hot Licks. So if you go to Alaska, go to Hot Licks. That's the number one ice cream spot. It's has award winning ice cream. Everybody loves it, and it's in Fairbanks. It's the number one ice cream spot. You need to go there. And fun fact about Alaska, weird fact about Alaska is even though we're cold, we eat the most ice cream than any other state in the United States. Even though Alaska is the coldest state, probably we eat the most ice cream. I don't know. I love ice cream, but I think it's weird that we eat the most ice cream. But yeah, check out that Alaska that ice cream shop. That ice cream shop is amazing. Um and then for number 8 we have the Riverboat Discovery. Um and it's $90 for adults and $50 for a child. And then it's a riverboat. It's one of those big boats, the same kind of boats that you will find at Alaska Land is what it is. And it's a 3 hour tour, Alaska, and then it goes through Alaska Native culture as well. And it teaches that as well. And it's really fun. I've been on the one time as a kid, and I don't remember it that much because I was really little, but I remember watching that red part go up and down, and that was fun for me. Like, it's yeah, it's fun for kids even. So check it out. And that's number Oh, um, I don't know if I said this, but Hot Licks is very much in Fairbanks, and the Riverboat Discovery is in Fairbanks as well. And number nine would be the Alaska Zoo, um, in Anchorage. So we have a nice zoo. Now I do want to mention how you cannot take the city bus to this location because it's off the beach and trail of the city bus. So but it's $20 for non-residents, 17 for Alaskans to go to the zoo. And I did visit it years ago, but now that I live in Anchorage because it's so far away, I've never been there. But it's in Anchorage. Then the pipeline, um, people go to the pipeline because I don't know, it's this long pipeline. I think it's 50 miles, so I don't remember how many miles. But people go there and take pictures, and I've seen it a couple different times. Um but yeah, people go there, take pictures. It's fun to if you've never seen it, you should make sure you see that. And that's in Fairbanks. Okay, the number 11 is Alaska Sea Life um Center. I think it's Alaska Sea Life Center. I put I'm saying Alaska Sea Life, but I think it's Alaska Sea Life Center. But that's got ocean life, like that's like a it's it's like a mm, it shows like all kinds of sea life, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like a sea life zoo almost. It's has but it's got a sanctuary where it's got a bunch of birds, where you can go in and actually kind of interact with the birds. It's got has like a place where you can go out. It's like a aquarium. Like you can see different things, and I'm not explaining it good, but yeah, it's got a lot there. Like it's got seals. Um, of course you can't interact with the seals directly because those seals. But they got like so so many things like fish, and I think if I remember right, you can actually touch a starfish, and so some it's um very kid friendly, and it's got kid friendly activities as well. And I remember it is kind of expensive, but I did look up the price and I couldn't find it exactly. So I do know that it's kind of pricey to go there, but it's worth it to pay to visit. And it this is in Seward, Alaska, and this is very fun, very like you should at least go there one time. And Seward is a place that I have not gone very often at all, but Seward itself is very beautiful. It it's very I don't know, there's this big ocean front right by it as well, and not ocean front, it's probably a lake, but it's very beautiful. The town is like anywhere in Alaska. they have unique beauty. So Juneau, you got your beauty. Fairbanks actually is my hometown, but not so much beautiful compared to other places. Anchorage, Juneau, every place in Alaska you go to has a different, unique, beautiful scenery to it. So every place is slightly different. And the beauty is slightly different. The wilderness is different slightly. Like it's such a wonderful place. And when I actually why it took me till like 12 to do this video or 1 to do this video is because yeah, when I made the video I was like, when I started writing everything down and thought about it, I realized that when I move, I'm going to miss Alaska so much. I might not like all the people all the time, but Alaska itself, I love. I like deeply love Alaska, so I'll miss it when I move to California. That is why I'm doing a bunch of Alaska videos now, because it's my own like way of coping with the fact that I'm leaving a place that I love. Um but yeah, and then number 12 is Creamos Field. Um they have a museum in there. They have pathways. They have a tour guide that will take you on your path. And this is open in the wintertime as well, somewhat, the trails you can go, but it's not some, my opinion, you should always go during the summertime because you were walking through trails in the wintertime, and that's not always the funnest, like in the wintertime. Definitely in Fairbanks. Um, but there's tons of birds, and some of them I really can't pronounce. Um, but those Canadian geese, pintails, and just a lot of other kinds of birds, either ones that migrate there. That is a place that is set up for all the birds to migrate there, and the birds that stay there during the winter time. It's just a really great place. And um there's binoculars there where you can see through the thing too, so you don't have to go walk it either. You can just go and look through them. And actually I do want to mention how there's more than a couple spots in Alaska that have those where you can just look with binoculars, and those, like, it's like attached to the ground, so you can actually see the nature with those. And I can't remember, but there was more than a couple of them. And this specific one is in Fairbanks, the one I'm talking about, and it's white. But oh, this is seasonal, but they do have um, um, a really good fair in the summertime in July, like a state fair. And surprisingly, in Fairbanks, which is smaller, they have a better fair in Fairbanks than they do in Anchorage. They don't really have a fair like they have in Fairbanks, but they have the best fair, the best state fair in Fairbanks. So if you're there during the summertime, definitely make sure you go to the fair because it's got all kinds of rides, um, pets. not farm animals. Like it's all these things I will miss when I move to California. All these things I would miss dearly. I love Alaska, and if you visit Alaska, you should definitely try out these spots. And yeah, you should definitely try out these spots. It's just been wonderful. You know, but if you please like, subscribe, and share. Click the bell notification to stay updated. Make sure you check out my YouTube. My can't talk right now. I make sure you check out my TikTok as well. Um, and stay updated. I will do videos every Wednesday at 8 a.m. And like I said, for while it's going to be about Alaska videos. So I'm pausing on the self improvement and domestic violence right now. I'm doing a couple videos on Alaska, but we will get back to that soon. And what else? Sorry. Um, I feel like I want to mention something else, but I don't remember quite what it was. Oh yeah. So I'm going to post another video that's unique to itself soon. So it's going to be a short video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Um, well, have a great night, everyone. Love you all. Bye.